Hi everyone. I wanted to share a couple of tags that I've made and to let everybody know that these are tags that I wiped up paint with or used up extra paint. Maybe not necessarily wiping, but sometimes using the brush or fingers or whatever. These tags, this one's a little bit smaller, but they started out like this, just a plain manila shipping tag. And I just wanted you to see what leftover paints can create. So I use up extra paint in one layer and then lay them aside to dry, and then the next time I'm working on a different project and I have extra paint again, I'll come back and I'll add to those tags. And I do that to index cards. I also do it to my book that I have, the composition book that I add extra paint in. Coffee filters that I have sitting around. I do that with coffee filters too. See? And, you know, like this one, when I had this stamp out the other day, I just used up black paint and stamped all over. Coffee filter that I had previously jelly printed on. And there's a little bit of extra green paint that I used at some point that I scrubbed on there when I was done. This one's just a lot of different greens. This one is a lot of, you know, kind of bright colors. And it's just, you know, keeping them handy. We keep them right here next to me. And then when I have extra paint, that it just goes on there. And eventually these will end up being great collage pieces that torn up or used whole even. You can just do a lot of stuff with it. So I just wanted to show you that you can make some really cool items that you can use other than in an art project. For instance, these tags can be used for gift giving. And I mean, you can use them in an art journal or in another type of piece of art, but they can actually be used, you know, as gift tags as well. And like this one, for instance, I just tied this piece of tulle in here, and before I tied the bow, I laid a piece of baker's twine inside, you know, inside the opening of the tulle. I just laid it down, and then I tied my bow. And that way, this piece of baker's twine can be tied onto a gift bag. And look at how, if you have a plain gift bag like this, look what a tag like this does to that. It just completely dresses it up. And so you can, you know, you can purchase these kind of little bags at the dollar store, you know, and sometimes you can get more than one, two, or sometimes three together in a package for $1. And get them plain. And then with your leftover paint, you can make something that looks like this. And then all you have to do is, you know, depending on what the occasion is, I printed out this little phrase that says, "Happy birthday to you." I cut it out, and I took a marker, like a Sharpie, a fine point Sharpie, but I think they're big markers. And I just drew a border around it. And I put a piece of foam adhesive on the back. And then that just goes there. So it's just really something that's fun to do, and I just wanted to, you know, to give you an idea of other things you can do with your painty leftovers. This one was also leftovers, and then I did some, I had white left over at another point, and I did drips running down. And then I coated it in stickles. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to catch the, there we go. I just took a little bit of stickles and put it on there and brushed it over where the waters, where it looks like a waterfall is running down. And then I was tickled when I remembered I had this leafy trim in my drawer, and I was able to add that to that tag, and that really makes it cool. So I like that one a lot too. And then this one was, I mean, you can see where the paint's just, I mean, it's not fully covered. It's just slapped on there from, you know, having excess on the craft mat. And then the yellow flowers were the same thing, extra yellow paint. And I think I used a little circle dauber and just made 5 petals around, 5 petals around, you know, just little circles. And then all I did was take the black pen and make a scribbly outline and draw in some stems and some leaves, and added a couple of stickles in the centers area there. Coated it in Mod Podge and then added the stickles. And then just tied a ribbon on. So the last one I'm going to show you is one that I just did, and it's obviously for fall. And this one was fun to do. Also, these are stamps. And so I stamped these stamps on top of a sheet that I did multicolored fall colors on a jelly print. So use your jelly prints that way too, by the way. Make some fall colored ones, and then you can stamp like leaf shapes and things and cut them out and use them on, you know, like this. And I wanted to show you a tip, a quick tip today. I don't know how many of you know what this is. I don't know if you can even see that. Let's see. Okay, this is a floss threader. Okay, and if you're not sure of what this is or not familiar with it, people who have bridge work done in their mouth or have braces have to use a floss threader in order to get the dental floss in the areas where it needs to go. And you can pick these up, you know, in any store, grocery store, drugstore, whatever. And this one came in a little case like this, and there's a ton of them in there. And this has lasted me for forever. But I mean, look at how many are in there. And I learned this tip, this little trick, years and years ago when I first started doing scrapbooking. And you can use this like a needle. So consider this the needle and this the eye of the needle. And so it helps you to thread big things into small holes. Like for instance, these fibers, you know, trying to fit these into this hole would be a challenge. It could be done, but it would be a challenge. So here's a quick way to be able to thread something large through a hole. Just use this just like you would, you know, like if you were doing a needle threader, but you put the floss threader into the hole there, and then just put all of your fibers into the floss threader. Okay. Here, let me show you this way. There we go. So you can see it's just stuck through the middle. Okay, now you want to take the end of the floss threader and put it through the hole. Now this is pretty thick, so you have to, if it's really thick like this, you do have to work it just a little bit. I'm going to bring these down just a little bit. They don't need to be quite that high in there. Okay. So I have to work it just a little bit to get it to come through. But you can see how it's pulling through. And just do that gently until you get enough out there that you can grab the yarn or the fibers, and then just work it carefully through, just like that. And then you're done with that. And then, let's see, I'm going to take these and pull through the loop. Okay. So, just like that. You have a really cool fall tag with lots of pretty colored fibers. And that's my tip for today, using a floss threader. And you can use this to put things through all kind of small holes, like on a tag. You can put it on when you're putting ribbon or something in the page hole of a pocket letter. You can use this to thread, you know, thicker ribbons or whatever through those kind of holes too. So it's just very handy to have, and it's a good little trick to use. So, all right, so that's about it. I just wanted to show you those few things, and we'll be back again soon for another one. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.